Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halaki from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah with another lesson. And we're going to start right here in Zechariah 9:6. It says, "And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines." You see, and when you go into this word bastard, what does it go into? Let's look it up. And I bring it out because that's exactly who's dwelling over there in the land of Israel, man. I think I got to do it this way. Yeah. Look up. Yeah, right here. Bastard. He goes into a scoundrel, villain, rogue, rascal. You see, brute, animal, weasel, snake, and that's who's living in the land of Israel today. Going by the false identity of what being the Jews. You see? And why do we say this? We say this because they don't add up to what the prophecies say will be happening with the Most High's people when they go back into the land. And we understand what month we're in. And I'm going to read a piece of, I guess, a tourist guide or whatever about Tel Aviv. And let's see what it says. And we're going to add it. We're going to take it and filter it through the scriptures to see if this is what will be happening with the Most High's people when they go back into the land, because everything is based and founded in prophecy, man. And if you're proclaiming to be a people and you don't fulfill the prophecies pertaining to those people, guess what? You are a bastard. You see? Which goes into spurious people. I was trying to find that word as well. Let's look it up some more. That word for spurious. Let me see. You know what? I know exactly what it is. Salakia. A bastard. Let's go right here. There we go. Spurious. And when you go into spurious, it goes into imposters. You see? Pretenders. Can I look at it that way? Nah. Go and look it up. Another one is Isaiah 26:10. It says, "Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness he will deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah." And that's exactly what's happening, man. You see? Because you got to understand, these people are Cain reincarnated in the flesh again, man. He was shown favor by the Most. Did not the Most High say, if you do what's right, it will go well with thee? You see? But if not, sin lieth at the door, and that's what these people choose to do. Favor's been showed to this man, but he still can't learn righteousness. He just can't get right, man. And that's how the Most High programmed him to be. And in the land of uprightness, which is the land of Israel, the Holy Land, he is dealing unjustly and is not beholding the majesty of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, because look at this. tourist Israel, right? So I just put in Tel Aviv pride, and this is what popped up. Now listen to what this says. Now and we're gonna see. It's like it. One moment. Now we're gonna see if this is what the prophecy says the Most High's people will be doing when they go back to the land. Now these people went back into the land in 1948 under a Balfour Declaration. Now, with that being done, a lot of the prophecies that we read about when it pertains to the Most High's people should have come to pass, but none of them did. And once again, it's because they are not the Most High's people. They are spurious people, man. They are bastards, imposters. You see, they're fraudulent, man. But they've pulled a wool over the eyes of the entire world, and you have people upholding and believing in the false identity of these people, man. But let's read this little portion right here, and let's see if this adds up with prophecy. So it says what Tel Aviv pride has become one of the biggest events of the year in Tel Aviv, which is it's a land in Israel. You see, it says visitors from all over Israel and the world come out in full force to celebrate. The city lights up in color and energy, proving its reputation as the gay capital of the Middle East. Do you hear this? Bet that the homosexual capital of the Middle East, Tel Aviv is. And now listen, and perhaps even one of the gay capitals of the world. Do you hear this, man? Tel Aviv Gay Pride Week takes place every June. They're doing this shit every June, with a surge of gay-friendly events taking place across the city, culminating on the Friday with the famed Pride Parade. The 2023 Tel Aviv Gay Pride Parade will start Thursday. Bada. But you get the point. This is what the fuck they're doing in the land of Israel. Now, what does prophecy say will happen when the Most High's people go back? Because at the end of the day, this should never be a thing. The Most High told us when his people go back into the land, what are they going to do? And just because they mentioned worldwide, I'm going to go to this prophecy first and foremost. Let's get Isaiah chapter 2 to show you what would be happening with the Most High's people when they go back to the land. Now, this should have been taking place ever since 1948. Now, this is what it says. Isaiah 2:1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. You see, all 12 tribes. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Meaning what? When the Most High's people are set up in the land, they're going to have the top government on the earth. You see, they're going to be the shot callers. Now, you can say, well, they fulfill that. Yeah, to a point, but it goes deeper. It says what? All nations shall flow unto it, right? You might say, well, that's what's happening with the Pride Parade or Pride Week or whatever they're doing, right? Nah, but it goes on to say, verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah from Jerusalem. You see, that's it right there. The ways of the Most High, or the Most High's people, will be teaching the righteous ways of the Most High to the heathen nations. They wouldn't be going up to commit abominations every year in June, you see, with this pride bullshit. Because according to it says what? It says the power of Jacob, which is Yahweh, you see, will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, right? Now, what does the Most High's law say about this abominable act they participate and live in, man. What does it say? Leviticus 20 and 13. Now, this is what the law says about that wicked act. Now, I'm going to get it in another version as well. Leviticus 20 and 13 says what? If a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Do you hear that? That's what the law calls for. This is what should be. This is what should have been pushed all throughout the world ever since 1948. That hasn't happened. Why? Because those people who went back into the land in 1948 are not the Israelites. They're not the Most High's people. They're imposters. There shouldn't even be a fucking Pride Month in existence if the true people of the Lord are in power. Because according to the prophecy, what will be happening? The law and word of the Most High will be pushed forth and published from Jerusalem. Meaning what? That would be the law of the land. All the nations would go and learn that way. But we see the opposite happening. Why? It's because the Israelites are not in that land. Let me say the Israelites are not ruling from that land. Let me say that. Because you might have Israelites over there, but the righteous ways of the Most High are not being pushed forth. That's a strike. It wouldn't be no damn Tel Aviv pride if the true people of the Lord were in the land. That wouldn't be a thing. Now let's see what it says in a couple other versions. Salakia. This is the NLT. It says what? Oh man, that's perfect. The NLT it says what? Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman, both men have committed a detestable act. They must both be put to death, for they are guilty of a capital offense. This is what the law calls for, and like the prophecy tells us, this is what the Most High's people will be pushing forth. They wouldn't be promoting no damn Tel Aviv pride and having fucking people coming out from all over the world to go over there to celebrate that madness if they were the true chosen people, you see? It's all about prophecy, man. It's all about prophecy, and those people don't fit prophecy. They don't fulfill these words, man. But you see what the law calls for. The Most High is not for a fucking Pride Week, man. And I just seen a video earlier where you had them hoisting a regular Israeli flag and a fucking rainbow flag with the Israeli star on it, man. That would not be happening in the land of Israel if the Most High's people were there. That wouldn't be a thing, man. But as you can see, the scriptures back it up. Those people don't fit. Now, so we got that at Isaiah 2 to show you what the world will be doing when the Most High's people go back. And like I said, it should have been happening ever since 1948, but that never came to pass. Once again, you can't proclaim to be these people that's written about in your scriptures when you don't fulfill the words you see pertaining to those people as the Most High has spoken it. That lets us know that you're not the people. So another one is, we just got the law on how the Most High feels about that wicked act. You're supposed to be put to death if you commit that act, right? Now, what does the Most High say what happened with his people when they go back into the land? Now, this should have came to pass in 1948 as well. Let me see. I think it's Ezekiel 36, if I ain't mistaken. Let me find that real quick. Yep. Yeah, let's start right here. Now listen. We'll start at 24. Now this is the Most High speaking to his people and letting them know what he's going to do for them, right? Now, this is Ezekiel 36 and 24. It says, "For I will take you from among the heathen, meaning, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you to your own land." So that lets us know how the Most High's people are going to go back to the land. They're going to be gathered from the four winds of the earth by the Lord Yahweh Shah, the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. They're going to be gathered up and taken up into a chariot, a so-called UFO. And once the land of Israel finishes burning, you see, because that land is going to suffer destruction by way of nuclear fire as well, right along with America. But once that land finishes burning, we're going to go back into that land. You see, and that land is going to be built up on the back of you heathen nations. Now listen to what the Most High says. Verse 25. "Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you." That means what? He's going to bring us into that second covenant that he promised to bring us into, and that goes back to a promise the Most High made with our forefather Abraham. You see, and that point is reiterated in Jeremiah 31 and also Hebrews 8 and right here as well. And it's actually all throughout the scriptures. How he's going to take us from this wicked state of being to bring us into a completely righteous and immortal state. Now listen to what it says. Verse 26. Once again, this should have took place in 1948. So Tel Aviv pride shouldn't even be a thing if these people are the Most High's people. Because according to the Most High, when his people go back, they're going to be walking in righteousness. Now listen. Ezekiel 36 and 26. "And a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them." Do you hear that? This is what is going to happen with the Most High's people. And if you're claiming to be the Most High's people, this should have took place in 1948. So Tel Aviv Pink City shouldn't even be a thing if they are the true people. Because according to the prophecies, according to what the Most High said is going to take place with his people, they're going to walk in his statutes completely perfect. Meaning what? There won't be any homos amongst the Most High's people. There won't be any lesbians amongst the Most High's people. There won't be any transgenders amongst the Most High's people. Because what? They're going to be walking in complete perfection in the law, statutes, and commandments. Once again, this should have took place in 1948. But as we can see, it hasn't. How do we know? Because they're partaking in Tel Aviv pride, the gay capital of the Middle East, and one of the gayest cities in the world, according to that tourist brochure. Come on, man. That shouldn't even be a thing, according to prophecy. Verse 28 says what? And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave unto your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. There it is. See, they're dwelling in the land, but they don't fulfill any of the other prophecies. They're not walking in righteousness. They're not keeping the ways of the Most High. They're not propagating the ways of the Most High. What we see them propagating is wickedness, man. And that's something the Most High's people would not be doing when they return back to the land, according to prophecy. Once again, we see the complete opposite happening because those people who are over there proclaiming to be the Most High's people are not. They are the Edomites, according to the Bible. That's who's over there. The wicked the Bible speaks of, man. Because when you jump to the top of this chapter, Ezekiel 36, and we're going to start where? Verse 5, it says, Ezekiel 36, verse 5 says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey." And this is what's happening. The Most High is letting you know right here who's in that land. And like Yahweh shall say, you shall know them by their works, by their fruit. Now he was talking about Israelites, but that can be applied to the Edomites as well, because you know them by their fruit. You know who they are by their wickedness. Because once again, if they were the people of the Most High, if they were the Israelites, the ways of righteousness would be pushed all throughout the world. You wouldn't see this great push of wickedness where they're trying to fucking groom children to be okay with being molested. They wouldn't be pushing forth laws to try to fucking normalize being a man changing himself to a woman and a woman changing herself to a man and all this other bullshit that we see being pushed all throughout the earth. You see? That wouldn't be a thing if the Most High's people were in power, man. That wouldn't be a thing, you see, if they were the Israelites that went back, that were prophesied to go back into the land. But we see all these things being pushed forth because what? The Edomites are in power and they're the ones who are in control of the land of Israel, man. You see? This is why Tel Aviv is one of the gayest cities in the world. You see? That's why it tells you a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. In the land of uprightness, you see, he will not behold the majesty of the Most High. You see? Because no one can do anything other than what prophecy says. That's what you people have to understand. Everything we see happening, going on around us, everything that's going on around us is according to what the Most High has ordained. And only those people, the Israelites can only do what the Most High said the Israelites are going to do. The Edomites can only do what the Most High said the Edomites are going to do. No one has any say-so in the matter. So the reason we don't see righteousness being pushed forward because the Most High has the wicked in that land right now, and they're doing nothing but wickedness, as the Most High programmed them to do. But when it's time for us to go back into the land and rule, you're going to see righteousness come forth. And that's when you're going to see Isaiah 2 fulfilled, Ezekiel 36 fulfilled. You see? The earth going back to a righteous state. That's going to happen when the Israelites go back. Something that's not happening right now. This is why you see so much demonic shit going on in the earth, because the wicked is bearing rule. Everybody's asking all these questions. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why is they pushing this wicked agenda? Why are they targeting children? It's because the wicked Edomites, the so-called white race, is ruling. This is who they are. This is what they do. This is who the Most High created them to be. That's who's in the land of Israel, man. I have spoken against the residue of the heathen, against all Idumea. Who is Idumea? This is why the teachers are the true teachers told us to go into these words, man. Who is Idumea? Idumea is who? Edom. The Edomites are over there, man. That's who the so-called Jews are. They're Edomites. You see? That's who. This is why you see the earth in the condition that it's in, man. It ain't no coincidence. This is all because of the wicked bearing rule. But it goes on to say, now listen. Now listen to what the Most High says, man. Ezekiel 36:6. Prophesy, therefore, concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the valleys, and to the valleys, and to the valleys, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus saith the Lord power Yahweh. Behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and my fury, and in my fury because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. How is that happening? Look at what the heathen are doing in our land, man. You got mosques set up over there. That's another thing. That's another thing. All these religions that you see in the earth, it wouldn't be a thing if the Israelites were back in power, because guess what? When we're back in power, there's only going to be one God to worship. And that's the one true living power whose name is Yahweh. There ain't going to be no damn Christian church, no mosques, you see? No Jewish synagogues where you're fucking reading the Talmud. No, man. All that shit is going to be done away with. That's another thing, man. And the one true living power is going to be uplifted and exalted in this earth. Ain't going to be no fucking Jesus Christ and all these 50 million idols to worship. No. You're gonna worship and serve the one true living power. That's it. You see? So that's how our land is bearing the shame of the heathen. They got idols all over there. They got the fucking pride shit going on over there, man. All type of bloodshed and war. That's another thing. Bro, it's so many prophecies that reveal that these people are not the people, but no one wants to go into that, man. No one wants to answer these questions. Well, why, when the prophecies tell you that when Israel returns home, they're going to be quiet and be at rest, and no one is going to terrorize them again. Okay, if that's what the prophecies say, why are they constantly running into fucking bomb shelters? Why are they constantly rocket attacks on the land of Israel? Mortars, bombing Israel and shit, man. You see? Why are they so terrified of Iran getting a nuclear missile if they're the chosen people? The chosen people supposed to be living without a cat right now. You see? Every 5 minutes you hear a fucking siren going off and they trying to take their elected officials into bomb shelters. That wouldn't be happening if the chosen people were in the land. Hell, the first night they went back into the land in 1948, they were bombed by Egypt. The Most High signifying to the world that these are not my people because he promised rest unto his people when they return. And that's something that these people have never had. They've been at war ever since 1948. Do you understand that? That doesn't add up to prophecy when it comes to the Most High's people. But no one wants to go into that. But everybody's so fucking got a fucking hard on to try to disprove that we're not the people. But you're not even considering that these people don't even match up to the prophecies. When all we're doing is exactly what all the prophecies say the Israelites will be doing in the last days. We're preaching, we're prophesying, we're repenting and calling upon the true name, standing upon our feet, and remembering ourselves in the land of our captivities. But we ain't you get the point. You see? But listen, it goes on to say, man, because that shit pisses me off, man. You see? Ezekiel 36:7 says what? Therefore, thus saith the Lord of power, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen about you, they shall bear their shame, because those people who are in our land are going to be destroyed. Our land is going to be purged by way of fire, man. You see? For all the wickedness that's been done over there. It has to be purged by way of fire. It says what? Verse 8. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. You see that? They're not there yet. We're at hand to come. We're being prepared to go back into our land. And like I said, it's going to bear fruit to us because that land doesn't bear anything to those people who are there now. They have to get everything flown in. Because that land is cursed right now. Because her children are not there. Verse 9 says what? For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown, and I will multiply man upon you, even all the house of Israel, even all of it, and the city shall be inhabited, and the way shall be builded, and I will multiply upon you man and beast, and that shall increase, and I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring forth and bring fruit, Salakia. And I will settle you after your old estates, and I will do better unto you than at your beginning. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So you think that land is flourishing like when the Most High first created it? No. That land is dry and dusty, man. Something else they don't fulfill. That land is not flourishing like it was, like when the Most High first created it. No. The Most High says it's going to be even better than when He first created it. Is that it? No, it's not. Another prophecy that hasn't been fulfilled, man. And that's a cut to all you Christians talking about the Old Testament is done away with. No, man. There are many of prophecies that still need to come to pass that are written in the Old Testament. Verse 12 says what? Yea, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Israel, and they shall possess thee, and thou shalt be their inheritance, and thou shalt no more henceforth bereave them of men. See, so that's another prophecy they don't fulfill. But the Most High let you know who's over there. That's why you see all this madness being pushed forth from that land. That's why you see nothing but constant war and bloodshed going on over there, man. It's because they're not the people. It doesn't add up. They don't add up the prophecy. And that article or that brochure, whatever the fuck you want to call it, proves that. This should not even be a thing if the Israelites went back into the land in 1948. This shouldn't even be a thing. This shouldn't even exist. If they are the Israelites, guess what? America should not have Pride Month shouldn't even be created. None of this madness that we see going on the earth would be tolerated if the Israelites were in power. And this is how we know, man. It's all about what prophecy says. These people are imposters. They're fraudulent. You see, they're phonies. And the Most High is going to destroy them, man. Point blank, period. Point blank, period, man. So I just want to bring those few things out to show, just to show, man, just shine light on it. We've been doing it, but hey, this is the perfect time to do it now because, like I said, like the scriptures tell you, like that brochure, whatever that shit is, told you, that's one of the gayest cities in the world, man. How is that possible when the chosen people are supposed to be upholding the righteous ways of the Most High? You see, 1 + 1 is 2. You see, that is not being done because they are not the people. They're imposters, and the Most High the Most High will destroy those people, man, as it is written. You see? Oh, just to prove that, because those people are the Amalekites, according to the scriptures, man. But Numbers 24 says what? Let's get this real quick. Numbers 24 and 20, because this is the fate of those people who are living in that land, calling themselves calling themselves Jews. Numbers 24 and 20 says what? And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And that's the fate of the so-called Jew. Going to be completely eradicated from the earth, man. After 1,000 years of hardcore bondage in the kingdom of heaven. Numbers 24. What's that? Numbers 24 and 20 in NLT says what? Then Balaam looked over toward the people of Amalek and delivered this message. Amalek was the greatest of nations. They're on top right now. You see? They're on top right now as the chief family of Esau. It says what? But its destiny is destruction, and it's going to begin with the land of Israel being destroyed. But they will be reincarnated back into the kingdom of heaven with shackles and chains upon their necks, according to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So with that, man, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. A double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Eliakim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Babal.